help for hurricane victims is coming from all across the country, from donations to first responders and federal agencies like FEMA. Everyone has stepped up to do their part in the recovery efforts. Now, this despite claims on social media that maybe the federal government isn't doing enough to help survivors. So what we're doing is we're going to explain things bit by bit by telling you what FEMA is actually doing. So this is John Mills. He is the operations liaison for FEMA External Affairs. Let's just start with the rumors, John, because everybody's talking about a couple of different things. Number one, they're talking about FEMA confiscating supplies. Let's talk about it.
Hi, Tanya, and thanks for having me. FEMA's not confiscating any supplies, just the opposite of that. FEMA is helping support state coordination of emergency relief supplies, helping support state National Guard efforts using active duty forces in the military service to do emergency route clearance to get access to some of these very hard hit and isolated communities to distribute emergency water and emergency food and other commodities to families in need.
Okay, the other big rumor is that FEMA is only giving survivors $750 and then that's all they're going to get.
FEMA is committed to working with every family, every household on a case-by-case basis. Everyone has gone through and is continuing to go through, in a lot of cases, a really severe trauma. And that's going to take a long time to recover from. What we're doing is providing money directly to people to help jumpstart their recovery. It is true that some people have received an initial payment of $750 direct deposited to their bank account. They may also have received money on top of that. So $750 is one part of what we can provide. We're helping with serious needs. We're also providing money for people who are displaced from their home. They can't stay in their homes because of the disaster. We can provide many thousands of dollars more than that. Some people have already received tens of thousands of dollars. Those, unfortunately, are those families who've been hardest hit. Their home may have been destroyed or so severely damaged, they may have difficulty rebuilding at all.
Okay, and that $750, just to be very clear, that's for like immediate needs, like go get new clothes or diapers or food or whatever.
We build a lot of flexibility into that. So really it's to help jumpstart your recovery so you can get some money in your pocket and take care of what you need to take care of for your family.
All right, and then
if you're displaced and you're staying with family and friends, it's some money to help defray some of those costs.
Okay, let's talk about like the internet connection or lack of and phones and that kind of thing, because people were wondering, well, how does FEMA get them to, fill out all this paperwork if there's not an internet connection?
We have already heard from a lot of people online and by phone, tens of thousands of folks. We have also deployed FEMA teams into shelters. So for example, if someone has lost their home, they don't have anywhere to go, they're staying in an emergency shelter in any one of the 27 counties designated for FEMA individual assistance. Our teams are going into those shelters in coordination with state and county emergency management and helping people apply for assistance right on the spot. They carry iPads with them. They're walking them through the process and answering any questions they have. We also do encourage people to stay in touch with us about their needs so we can provide money directly to families for home repairs, or other needs like replacing personal property that was damaged or destroyed. We can provide money directly to people for rental assistance if they need to rent a place to live temporarily. And that's why some people may receive one payment for a few hundred or several $1,000s. And then as they stay in touch with us about their family's continuing needs, we can potentially approve them for even more money on top of that. We can also make referrals to charities, nonprofits, and faith-based organizations that are working right now in North Carolina, making a big difference in people's lives. A lot of those volunteers right from your part of the state too.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were wondering, what is FEMA's job versus what are the jobs for the other entities like, anybody else who's bringing supplies? How does that work?
So if you think of it this way, state emergency management and the governor are in charge of the response in North Carolina. Counties still have all the same ordinances at the local level that applied before Helene hit. But because of the significance and size and catastrophic nature of Helene in many parts of Western North Carolina, FEMA is here at the state's request to provide that additional support. We're helping make sure that shelters don't run out of supplies. We're helping make sure that there's proper federal support as needed for emergency route clearance, and to make sure that recovery continues to progress, so that as counties request things of the state, if the state can't meet the need, the state can reach out to FEMA and help meet some of those requests. If you think of it this way, you don't necessarily see the FEMA logo everywhere in Western North Carolina, but you're seeing the results of a lot of the support that the federal government is providing just about everywhere in Western North Carolina. We're just part of a very large team that's here at the invitation of the state, trying to do our part to help with this federal coordination that's required of an event of this size and magnitude. This is such a very serious incident here.
I think it's interesting because I think a lot of people would think that FEMA is the point people and then they're telling other people what to do. But what you're saying is you're listening to the counties and the state of what they need, and then you're reacting to what they tell you. What
That's
else?
right.
Is there something else that we've got about a minute left, that you wish people would know about this response?
This was a very large storm with catastrophic impacts in parts of Western North Carolina. This is going to be a very challenging recovery. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be measured in months and years and not in days and weeks. But FEMA is committed to working with every family, every survivor on a case-by-case basis over the long haul, and making referrals to other organizations that also may be able to help as part of this large team.
All right. Well, we thank you for your time. We know that it is valuable because you're trying to make all of the pieces and parts work. We hope that we will be able to talk to you again, maybe even later on this week. We're going to be posting this on our YouTube channel so that you'll be able to see this entire interview and be able to share it with folks so that the misinformation stops. WFMY News 2 at 6 is coming up next.